The San Diego Food System Alliance for inviting me here to say really a few words of welcome and just maybe a little bit of a background in regards to how we got to this point. You know, as a member of the California Coastal Commission and also as a member of the San Diego County Board of Supervisors, I'm honored to represent a district that includes all of San Diego Bay. As a result of that, I've tried to focus my energy and efforts over the last few years on trying to figure out what can we do to improve not only the water quality in the bay, but the public usage, the public enjoyment, the recreational opportunities that exist on these really tremendously treasured properties that we have around San Diego Bay. It was about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago now, I guess, that I was reading on the online version of Voice of San Diego a story that was talking about some problems that a group of fishermen were having. They wanted to be able to sell their catch directly to the public. And you know, most of the fishermen would go out and they'd fish. I mean, they work really hard, long hours. They can't come back, and they would usually have to sell their catch at a wholesale price to various food service vendors in San Diego. And that's good, but they also kind of saw an opportunity maybe to sell their catch on a retail basis. And so they were actually, I think, working off of somebody's boat over, I believe, at Driscoll. I'm not exactly sure where they started, but and they'd send out emails to people that were coming by on a regular basis to let them know when they were going to be there, what their catch was. But it was really kind of a catch-as-catch-can type of a basis. And so they started trying to work with the Port District and the County of San Diego, our Department of Environmental Health, to see if they could come up with a permanent location on land, which would make it a lot easier for everybody. Unfortunately, as sometimes happens, and this was true of the Port and the County, you know, we have our rules and regulations. And none of them seemed to fit in with what this great group of fishermen wanted to do. County of San Diego, our Department of Environmental Health, was categorizing them as a farmer's market. Well, it's not exactly a farmer's market. I mean, particularly if they want to know, you know, where did your produce come from, you know, specifically, it's kind of hard to say. It's out there somewhere. Port District, they have some rules and regulations that they didn't quite fit into that standard of definition. And so, based on that article, I remember it was probably the worst phone call I ever made because the guy is just impossible to work with, but I called up Pete Halming. I say that facetiously. He's been great to work with. And I said, well, just tell me the problem. So he kind of related what was going on. And so literally within a matter of 2 days, we set up a meeting with myself. We brought in our Director of Environmental Health for the County of San Diego. I called up my good friend Bob Nelson, who was the chair at that point of the Port Commission. And he brought in some of his real estate people, and we sat down and just tried to understand what is the problem. Why can't we make this happen at Tuna Harbour? And I have to tell you, I give a lot of credit to the Port of San Diego, and I know you're going to be hearing from Rafael Castellanos in a few minutes, and also a lot of credit to the County of San Diego, our Department of Environmental Health, because within 2 weeks, when government, you know, people say government doesn't work very fast, that's usually true. But within 2 weeks, we were able to get temporary permits for Pete and his group of friends, the fishermen, and they opened up what is now Tuna Harbour Dockside Market. That was pretty phenomenal in itself. But then we went a couple of steps further because it was just a temporary permit. We had to figure out how can we do this because county regulations and state regulations didn't quite mesh. You know, it seems like if you go to Fisherman's Wharf, you can get a bowl of clam chowder, you can get shrimp cocktails and crab cocktails. Well, you can do that because all of those are tied into restaurants. But there is nobody in state law could point to a rule that would allow you to do that as kind of an independent operation. So that's when we brought in, at that time, Assembly Speaker Toni Atkins. We worked with her, and she came forward with her legislation, Pacific Plate, that now allows not just us in San Diego County, but anywhere in California for fishermen to open up and operate their own fresh fish market. What does that mean to San Diego? Well, I know the first day that we opened this up on, I think it was August 2nd of 2015, we had, 2014, excuse me, we had well over 1,000 people lined up at 8 o'clock in the morning because they were excited about this. They wanted to get the freshest fish that they possibly could, and that was kind of the starting gun to tell us that we were really onto something that needed to be done, not just here in San Diego, but statewide. Now it's leveled off a little bit. I think now there are about 500 people out there every Saturday. They go from, I think, 8 in the morning until the catch is gone, or until 1 p.m. And it's giving a lot of citizens in San Diego County an opportunity to certainly purchase the freshest fish you could ever find, because a lot of it just came in that morning. And so the success that we've had with that tells us that there's a demand, there's a need in this region for fresh fish. As was pointed out by Ellie, 90% of the fish we consume in this country comes from outside of the United States. Well, this is a great industry. It's one that has a long history and tradition in San Diego, going back to even before we were the tuna capital of the world. Some of our basic evolution in San Diego started because of the fishing that was going on here and off our shores. And so it's been great to see the success of Tuna Harbor Dockside Market. It ties right in with what we've been trying to do with the County of San Diego and our Live Well San Diego campaign to get people to take more responsibility for their individual health by exercising more, by not smoking, and by eating nutritious foods. And certainly fish is can be some of the most nutritious food you can consume. So the tremendous success that we've seen with Tuna Harbor Dockside Market goes to the fishermen, to the port, to the county Department of Environmental Health. But the future of it is really going to be dependent upon what happens with the port plans that are moving forward for what is now called Seaport. And I know you're going to be hearing about that project. I've known Yehudi Gaffin for a long time, and the team of people that he's put together. It's really encouraging and exciting to see the collaborative efforts that have gone into working with the fishermen to try to make sure that they're going to be accommodated in whatever is ultimately approved by the port and the Coastal Commission for the Seaport Village area and for Tuna Harbor. And so I just want to thank the San Diego Food System Alliance for their great job in putting this together. It's going to be a great opportunity for all of us to learn about some of the exciting ideas and plans that are going on. And I think we all need to thank all the fishermen for the time and effort they put in order to make this Tuna Harbor Dockside Market a reality. Thank you very much.